What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another video. So guys, today we are customizing the Brioso 300 at Benny's. For the people that don't know yet, starting from today you can upgrade the Brioso 300 to the Brioso 300 Widebody at Benny's. So first of all, the Benny's upgrade, 585k. If you add this up with the price that you pay for the Brioso 300, you're already at 1 million. So after the upgrade, just like the name says it, you will have a wide body, so the car will become wider. For the armor, we're just going to max it out, just like always. Now for the bodywork, we have options to remove some stuff. So the reflectors at the front, then also the trim at the sides. And then if you do remove all, you also remove like the bar that you have under the door on the sides as well. So I think, to be honest, it looks cleaner if you remove everything. So we're just going to go with that. Then for the brakes, obviously, just max it out, 35k. Bumpers, you first of all have an option to remove the bumper, so if you want a really clean look, it's definitely possible with this one. You could also remove the trim and the reflector already. A lot of good options for the bumper, so that's always good of course, but I went with the Rally de Paletto, so you kind of have the reflectors. It gives you kind of a vintage look, and to be honest, it looks pretty nice on the Brioso. Then for the rear bumper, again, quite a lot of options, less than the front bumper, but still pretty good. I would say the last two are the most interesting because the first ones are kind of basic. So you have the vented rear and the drilled rear valance. I went with the drilled rear. It kind of looks strange, but it also has a nice look. Then for the engine, first of all, you have the engine block. Now, normally I don't get this because you don't really see this a lot when you're using the car. Only maybe at a car meet, when you open the hood, you will see it. But I have to be honest, the V6 engine in a car like this looks pretty nice. So I just had to get it. 50k is quite a lot though for just something that you will maybe see once or twice if you bring this car to a car meet. Then for the engine tunes, obviously just like always, max out. You guys know how it goes. The exhaust, by the way guys, always a trick if you didn't know yet. If you want to see the exhaust clearer, just hold the gas because then you won't have the smoke. I think the twin chrome exhaust is definitely the best option. The last two are kind of too much or they don't look that nice. So I just went for a basic twin exhaust. Then for the fenders, again, a decent amount of options. You can do primary color, secondary color, and then also carbon. I usually go for carbon because I like it when you have like small touches all over the car that are carbon. It gives you a pretty cool look on the car. But if you want a cleaner look, of course, then you can also just go for the primary color. For the grille, this bumper is not maybe the best choice because most of the grills, they are just blocked by the bumper, so you cannot really see them. But if you go with the last one, the race car one, you can see the upper part. The bottom part is still blocked, but it still has a pretty nice look. Then for the headlight covers, you have some options where you have different colors of glass. To be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of this. If it matches the color of your car, it could maybe work well. But I would rather just have normal glass. And the last option, the Angry Brioso, to be honest, it's funny and also it looks pretty decent. For the hood, you have some cool options, but I kind of wanted to keep it more simple. I don't really like it when you have too much going on your car. Of course, you can also do that sometimes, but the vented hood, the second last option, in my opinion, is the best one. The drilled hood, you could also do that, but I also picked the drilled rear bumper, and then it was kind of weird looking, so I just kept it like that. Then for the interior, you can modify the dash. Normally, I don't really do these options because I don't really drive a lot in first person. And I don't really care about the interior, to be honest. I care more about the outside of the car. But obviously, this is a video, so we're going to do it complete. You also have an option for the doors. Quite a lot. You can pick from primary, secondary, and then aluminum. Stuff like that. Also carbon. Again, something that you don't really see often. Maybe this you will see maybe a little bit more because you open the door sometimes. But like I said, for the video, we're just going to keep it complete. Then for the seats, I think it's pretty much the classic options that we see most of the time with other cars as well. So nothing too special about this. Then for the steering wheel, quite a lot of options. I have to say the stock wheel looks maybe even the best. But the last two are also pretty good. I like it when you have like the paddles to shift gears on the back. And then also a lot of buttons. So it kind of looks like a professional steering wheel. So I just went with the Rally Clubman. But like I said, the stock also looks pretty good. And then the last thing that you have for the interior is the light color. You can pick this pretty much. It doesn't really have to be the same as the rest of your interior. I think yellow looked kind of cool. It also matches a little bit with blue, so that makes the interior pretty nice. For the lights, I don't really like neon, so I just skip this most of the time. It's cool on some cars, but for example on this car, I think a neon kit wouldn't really match that well. Then a very important part, the liveries. You have the classic liveries, so the racing stripes, and then you kind of have a lot of liveries that are too chaotic for me personally. I don't like it when you have like the numbers, the ads, stuff like that on the car. I like it when you have something different than just the stripes, but I have to say, not really a lot of options that I liked over here. The flames look pretty good, and then you have the tribal wrap, which in my opinion is the best one. If you don't like any of them, maybe you can just go for the racing stripes. They always look pretty nice as well. For the mirrors, also a good amount of options. I kind of like the retro ones. They are on top of the window, something different. Definitely doesn't look bad. For the license plate, you don't see it. I don't know if it's because of the customization or maybe it's a bug, but it doesn't matter that much anyway. For the respray primary color, I went with silver. So over here you guys can see that the livery, it stays blue. So you have a part of the livery that just stays blue. And then for the secondary color, I went with blue. So I just kept it on the blue that I got it with, because I like it more when the roof part still stays blue. Because if that's gray as well, it kind of looks ugly from the back. For the roll cage, I went with the last option. I like it when you have like a lot of bars in your car. It gives you a cool look from the outside. But I think in general, just the roll cage looks pretty nice. Then for the roof, you have options like top down, primary color, secondary color, vents on the back, on the front, also luggage, stuff like that. To be honest, I like the look of the top down. Normally, I wouldn't go for that option. Normally, I would go for example, the vent. But the top down definitely had something interesting. You also have the roll cage kind of popping out. So I just kept it with this. Then we have the Sunstrips. Again, you have like colored glass kind of. So maybe for me, I could have went with blue. But I think the painted drill visor looked pretty nice. It also matched my rear bumper. So it looked pretty cool as well. I've never seen a Sunstrip like this, to be honest. Then for the spoilers, the painted track wing and the track wing, definitely the most cool ones. So the other ones, they are too extreme for this car in my opinion. They are too big. I don't like it when you have a spoiler that is larger than your car. So the track wing, you also have the small wings on your wheels. Looks pretty nice. Definitely a very cool look for this car. Then we have the suspension. I just did the lowest one. I normally don't always immediately go for the lowest one. It depends on the car, but I think with this one, it was pretty nice. Also transmission, of course, we're going to upgrade all the way. Then for the trunk, which is actually more like the hood, I think, normally. But for the hood, this time they took the back. So I don't know why they call it trunk and then this part is the hood. Maybe it's because the engine is in the front. So where the engine is, that's the trunk. I don't know if there's something like that. But I went with a small carbon touch. Like I said, carbon touches are always nice. And I kept it in the primary color. If you go in the secondary color, I think it's too much blue. So right now the blue and the silver is kind of balanced. So definitely a good look. Then for the last option, the wheels. Also a very important part, of course. I went with the Chrome Mighty Star option. You can find it under the Benny's Bespoke option. For the wheel color, I went with royal blue. Normally I just do this black, or even if it's chrome, I just keep it chrome. Then also for the tire design, I did the white lines, the thinnest ones. I have the feeling that because this car is so small, you have very small tires, it would be too much if you do the wider lines, but they also look pretty nice. This week, by the way, there's also a discount on tire smoke, or even green and red tire smoke are just completely free. But I think it doesn't really match my car, so I just went with the blue one. Even the blue one is a little too light for the blue color that I picked. And then for the windows, I modified the interior, so then I just keep the windows clear, because of course you want to see what you paid for. So guys, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys like my customization. I also changed the fenders afterwards, by the way. I think it was too much chrome. You still have a small chrome touch, but this way you also have some more blue in your car. That was it, guys. Let me know in the comments how you customized your Brioso 300, what you think of mine. Make sure to like, subscribe, check out my Discord in the description, and peace out, you guys.